Sasha, thank you for having me here today. I'm so excited to talk to you because you're not only an artist, but you are a business owner. So let's rewind a little bit before you opened your own barbershop. When did you decide, A, that you were going to go into the cosmetology field, and B, that you wanted to be a female barber?
Well, I actually was in college. Growing up, I always wanted to be a surgeon, and I did about a semester and I realized, I don't know if I want to be in school for 10 years. And I was cutting hair just for fun while I was in school. And I ended up just wanting to do it all the time. So I went ahead and went to barber school and just became a barber.
Okay, so that shows how naive I am about the whole field. So there is a difference between cosmetology school and barber school.
Yes, the cosmetologists, they just do hair and nails. Barbers, we only can do things from the neck up. And I know cosmetologists can't use razors. That's about like the only difference.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I was looking at pictures on your Instagram and the precision that is your art is so crazy.
And I feel like the big difference in barbering and cosmetology is the precision.
Yeah.
It's more detailed, I would feel like, than cosmetology style haircuts.
At what point did you decide, okay, I'm gonna make this barbering more than a hobby, I'm going to go full tilt?
I started to get my hair cut, maybe that was really when it was. I got like my side shaved, and I had the barbershop experience, and I just thought it was so cool to work in a barbershop, like it was fun. Really, I think my barber kind of put it in my head that I could do it.
Tell me about the barbershop experience. Like, I'm here and this feels like an experience to me. So tell me what people can expect.
I feel like the barbershop is like the epicenter of the community. Everyone comes in the barbershop, like moms, kids, doctors, just everybody, every type of profession. You're all just like meshed into one room. It's like a social experience. People come in here, they talk about everything. It's fun. I'm always playing good music. People aren't in the chair longer than an hour, so it's like we have all different people all day, and it's just fun. It's just relaxed.
One thing that amazes me about barbers, hairdressers, tattoo artists, to work on the human form seems so much harder to me than to create art on a canvas. Just like the variables are so different. Does it feel that way to you, or is it just second nature?
I've been a barber for 10 years now, so it's kind of second nature, but when you're asking that, I was thinking back like my first haircuts. It is a lot of pressure, like when you get your first client, because they're people, you know, if you mess up, they could get upset or something like that, which has never happened to me, but definitely.
But also the variables, I would imagine that, you know, the shape of everybody's head is different, and the texture or type of hair is different. And so all of that has to come into it and then still create a beautiful product.
I definitely feel like I've mastered this because I've always cut all different types of hair, and I just have different experiences just from working in different barbershops. So when it comes to cutting hair, you can kind of do what they call frame the face, and I use like people's eyebrows just to like create lines. I don't know, to create symmetry. There's ways that you can do it. It's like a science behind it.
That's incredible. That just goes to show what an art it actually is, because I can look at a good haircut and go, oh yeah, that looks great, but I have no idea what goes into it. How do you think you've grown as an artist over the last 10 years of barbering?
I definitely feel like my haircuts, like my style and what I do is more intentional. I've kind of learned what I call like the psychology of barbering.
Oh, tell me about that.
There's a lot to it. So when someone comes into the shop, like I'm very intentional of how, you know, the presentation, the environment. So someone walks in, there's good music playing, there's good smells. All the products I use have great smells so that when people get their haircut, they remember the smell. So if they ever smell that smell again, they're gonna think of, you know, me cutting their hair.
Yeah.
And it's all like subconscious. Even how I mentally prepare, you know, before coming to the shop, just making sure that I'm clear and ready to serve people and making sure everyone's comfortable. So everything I do now is definitely intentional. When before, I kind of was just going with the flow.
Yeah.
And then now I feel like I've mastered it, so I'm like way more intentional with my haircuts.
So what about, you hear about like writer's block or when artists just have a creative block. Do you ever have that? And if so, what do you do? Because you have people coming into the shop.
Honestly, I did have a moment like that. I'll say it was back in like 2016. I felt like no matter how hard I tried to make the haircut look good, it just wasn't looking the way I wanted it to look. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. Honestly, I don't know how I shook it. I just kept going and kept trying.
Yeah.
And just kept trying different things until I came up with a technique that actually worked for me.
So how do you come up with techniques that work for you? Is there like a continuing education, or is it just continued experience?
It's definitely the experience. There's no right or wrong way to do haircuts. There are steps that people teach, but everybody has a different style. And it's kind of just what you do. Like if someone shows me a picture of a haircut, in my mind, I'm just gonna do what it takes to get to that desired style.
Right.
And there's not really a right or wrong way to do it. But honestly, it's just from trial and error, trying what works and what doesn't work.
So you're in this space as a female barber, a female business owner. Has that taken any of, being a business owner that is, has it taken any of the joy out of the artistry, having the business side? Or do you still love it just as much and then there's the business side to it as well?
So there has been times where it's definitely felt stressful. I would say when I was opening and before I actually had barbers. I just thought if I built a nice shop, people would want to come work here,
Sure.
But that's not how it works.
Yeah.
I found out the hard way. So that time period was pretty stressful, just doing what it took to attract barbers. So my skill over the years has always been, I've been able to attract clients and have clientele, like I'm booked out. But now I'm learning how to attract barbers and how to manage them and keep them and teach them. So sometimes it is a little stressful, but I'm still learning that part. But as long as I focus on haircuts in the moment, all that goes away.
How do you find the right barbers who not only have the skill, but also fit that vibe? Because like you said, you've gone to great lengths to make this a very intentionally positive place. So what if somebody comes in and they're a great artist, but they don't fit personality-wise?
Ooh, so it's hard. I've been through a couple of barbers because they didn't fit. Some people can have the skill, but they don't have like the professionalism or the people skills. It's just so many, and I guess I'm looking for people who have the skill and good personality and people who are respectful and can fit in this environment because our space is small. One person can like really affect the vibe,
Yeah. So what's next? You have this incredible shop, which is such an achievement. You, again, are a busy barber. You have other artistic outlets as well. Do you have another step that you want to take, or do you feel like you're in a really good spot?
I feel like this spot here, this physical location is definitely like my first learning experience. It's great for my first barbershop. But because you kind of think about who you want to be or what type of shop you want to be before you have it. And then once you go through the experience, you start learning new things and you kind of tweak the dream a little bit. So now my biggest goal is to be a downtown barber. Like I want to get us downtown.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to be in the middle of like Fort Wayne's growth because I love Fort Wayne so much. And I just want us to be like right in the forefront of barbering. I want to be Fort Wayne barbers,
Yeah. Now, I guess that leads me to maybe an obvious question. Have you come up against any challenges being a woman barber?
Every day.
Really?
So one of the main reasons I became a barbershop owner is because, I don't know, I will work with some of my peers, like guys, and it just would seem like they want me to be good, but not, obviously better than them. And it kind of was like some places I worked at was more like a competition. And I'm like, I don't want it to be like that. I just want us to be all on the same page. Everybody eats,
Yeah.
And even when I was getting my shop made, like even dealing with contractors and stuff, they kind of treat you like a woman and they don't respect you sometimes, and I've dealt with that. But I've learned from it and I just demand my respect now.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
So, do you feel artistically fulfilled?
Definitely. I'm so grateful for my life. I'm grateful for this path that I have been on because I realize, some people don't get to wake up and enjoy their job. And every day I love my job. And I love my clients. I love everything that barbering has brought into my life. I could have never even imagined it would be like this when I first started.
That is incredible. What a ringing endorsement and just that push that people sometimes need to really find what it is that lights you up. Sasha, I have really enjoyed sitting down with you. I can't wait to see your downtown shop because it's out there in the universe. It's going to happen. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Arts in Focus on PBS Fort Wayne is funded in part by